Undo the seatbelt. All right, step out, face towards me. Keep your hands where I can see them. Put your hands right there on the roof. Don't touch anything. Hands on the roof.
Not take anything off you. All right.
What's with all the weapons?
I'm military.
Cuff him up for a second, man. We're gonna cuff you for now. We're just detaining you, all right? You're not under arrest.
You're not crying. Anything else on you? Any knife on you? Guns? Any other guns?
Oh yeah. Pull him out. Pull him to the back of the car. Pat him down, please.
Yeah, it's on.
We're learning more about the road rage incident that left a 44-year-old woman in the hospital after being shot in the neck and another woman behind bars.
CBS 12's Lena Salzbank has the information from the arrest report. And Lena, what do we know so far?
Well, we are learning that there were 4 people in 2 different cars and 3 wildly different stories. Now, that 21-year-old woman was at first appearance today, and she was charged for attempted murder and firing into a vehicle. Now, we are hearing 3 different stories. Witnesses say that there was a red Nissan Altima that fired into a gray vehicle, into that 44-year-old woman's car. And we are also hearing from the mother of that suspect that says that she was actually driving the car and no shots were fired at the time. That suspect's twin brother was also in the car. He tells a similar story, that they were actually being chased by that 44-year-old woman and no shots were fired. Now, that 44-year-old victim tells a completely different story. She says that she was being stopped by that red Nissan and someone fired into her passenger window. When she looked in the mirror, she realized that she was actually shot in the neck, and she decided to chase after those suspects all the way to Martin County because she wanted to make sure somebody was held responsible. So as you can see, that there are 3 wildly different stories, but detectives say that they found gunshot residue in the back seat of that red Nissan Altima. So arrest was made, and we will keep you updated on the very latest.
A federal judge in West Palm Beach will have to wait to issue a ruling as to whether a special master should be appointed to review classified documents seized by the FBI in its search of Mar-a-Lago.
CBS 12's Al Peffley has been in the courtroom throughout the afternoon. He was there for the hearing. He joins us now outside the federal courthouse in downtown West Palm Beach with what happened.
Jim, the hearing this afternoon lasted about an hour and a half. The judge must decide whether to grant a motion by Trump's attorneys to appoint a special master, an independent person, to look through hundreds of classified documents seized by the FBI at Mar-a-Lago in early August.
They didn't have the right to go in there. I don't care what they find in there.
A handful of Trump supporters gathered outside the federal courthouse while the hearing was underway. On their way out of the courthouse, Trump's attorneys did not stop to comment. During the hearing, they urged the judge there's a need to appoint a special master to look at all the documents taken by the FBI from Mar-a-Lago last month, saying the government's conduct in this case cries out for some measure of judicial intervention. One of Trump's attorneys told the judge there's a significant lack of trust between the attorneys for Trump and for the government, and there's a perception of a lack of transparency and a lack of faith in the justice system.
What the former president wants is a master, a special master, to review everything to make sure that the government doesn't have access or even sees or uses any evidence they should not be able to look at or even utilize.
But an attorney for the federal government told the federal judge that Donald Trump is no longer the president and did not have the right to take the documents from the White House. Some of the documents, as shown in this photo released by the government, were marked secret or top secret. He told the judge former President Trump was illegally in possession of classified documents. Attorneys for the government argued to grant the defense motion to appoint a special master would not be appropriate and would only cause further delays in the investigation.
This case is so politically charged that they don't want, that Donald Trump's team doesn't want the Department of Justice to say, yep, we can use this, we can't use that.
The hearing drew a lot of reporters and photographers and also a few Trump supporters who feel like the government is out to get Trump.
He didn't obstruct anything. He gave 15 boxes in January. In June, he meets with them. All they had to do is say, give me this stuff. He would have given it to him. And the whole raid on Trump was another example of the craziness that's going on.
And the judge did not issue a ruling following this afternoon's hearing. She said she would issue a written ruling in due course, which makes it kind of uncertain when she's going to have a decision on whether to appoint a special master. She also said she would unseal an inventory of what was taken during the search August 8th and a status report by the investigative team that's looking into the documents found at Mar-a-Lago.